to Jenna's Kitchen. Apples are in season, and I'm going to show you a few different ways to make the most out of your apples. So let's get started. So the first one that we're going to do is apple chips. These are super simple and they are delicious. Perfect treat for fall and give gifts for Christmas. So what you do, you take an apple, and we have a guard so we don't cut ourselves. Be very careful with this. Alright, we've got it on our apple. I'm going to move this mandolin just a little bit to make it easier. And just cut the apple. Alright, that's all we're going to get out of this apple. Here's a little snack. We're going to put these slices on our dehydrator tray. And today I'm using Fuji apples. We got these from our local orchard. Now is the time to get them because they are in season at their full flavor and they are delicious. And if you want to, you can take this little core part out because it's got some seeds, or you could just take out the seeds. And with some of these, we're going to leave them as normal apples because they are naturally sweet and good. But some of them we're going to put cinnamon sugar on them for a little extra spice and flavor. Want to make sure you give your apples plenty of room. That way they crisp up. And the way my grandma made them, she would put the apples on top of each other. And they would be good, but they'd be kind of softer chips. And that's not what we want. We have a little bit of cinnamon sugar mixture. We have 1/4 cup of sugar and a teaspoon of cinnamon. And we're going to sprinkle it on the bottom tray because if you put it on the top, it'll seep down throughout the whole tray, and then all of your apple chips will have a hint of cinnamon sugar, which isn't bad, but it's not what we're going for. Alright, we've got another tray. We're going to put it on top of these apple chips and cut some more apples. Alright, let's talk a little bit about this mandolin. This mandolin comes with a guard, which is great because it will save your little fingers, because when you're slicing, sometimes it'll kind of lull you, and then you're just like mindlessly slicing. And sometimes I've had adults even tell me that they've cut their finger and they're like, Jenna, you told me to use that mandolin and I cut my finger because of it. Use the guard. I promise it helps. And with this, I'm using the medium setting instead of the thin or thick setting. With the thick setting, it's super thick and it takes forever to dehydrate. And with the thin setting, it doesn't give you enough apple, so it's just kind of like an apple ribbon. And that's not what we want. The medium setting is perfect. Another great thing about this guard is it has these little lips that hook onto this so you can keep it lined up. And repeat the process of putting the apple chips on the tray. And if you want to put apple pie spice instead of cinnamon sugar, you can. You can put whatever you want on these apples. I'm going to do one more layer of apples and then dehydrate my apple chips for 5 hours. Now it depends on the dehydrator you have. Mine doesn't have a temperature setting, so I can't get a good, accurate reading of when they'll be done. 5 hours is a good estimate for us. But if yours does have a temperature setting, you can gauge when your apple chips will be done at a better rate than I could. But I'm going to put these in the dehydrator for 5 hours, check on them, and if they're not crisp like I want them, then I'm going to put them in for another 30 minutes or so to get them nice and crispy. And I'm going to keep checking on them as they go along until they're to my desired crunchiness. Alright, I've got all the apple chips that I want. I'm going to put the top on, plug it up, and dehydrate them for about 5 hours. Alright, now we're going to make like a kind of a nacho apple bar. So how we do this is first we got to cut up our apple. Put the guard on, and we have it on the thickest setting we can possibly have it on. Now this next part you can do a couple different ways. One way to get these seeds out is you can take an apple corer, cut the middle, kind of twist it a little bit, and then you have like a kind of a donut. But with our toppings, you kind of got to be careful to not put anything in the center. Another way you could do it is you could just take out the seeds with your hand, because nobody wants to bite into an apple seed. Have this. Do it however you like. Now that we've got our seeds out, I'm going to take an apple slice and put it in lemon juice to keep it from browning. Because if it looks brown, it's going to kind of be unappealing. Nothing's wrong with the apple. It's just unappealing to the eye, and we don't want that. Dip both sides in the lemon juice. Now it's time to start on our nacho bar. All right, here we have 5 of our apple slices, and now it's time to assemble our nachos. We have the cheese, which is Nutella or peanut butter, and I'm gonna take some Nutella and put it on an apple slice. Put a little dollop in the middle, and then spread it out. Then put whatever you want to on top. I'm gonna put some of these peanuts, a little bit of coconut, and then sprinkles, because who doesn't love sprinkles? And here you have your apple nachos. This next one, I'm gonna put some peanut butter on. Spread it out just a little. Ooh, the peanut butter spreads better. And on peanut butter, I'm gonna put some chocolate chips. And then some craisins, or any dry fruit. And customize the rest of these however you like. And get your kids involved with this, because a lot of times if they make their own, they're gonna eat it. We melted our Nutella a little bit to make it a little bit easier to drizzle on top of our apple nachos. And if you want to put this in a squirt bottle, you could. We're gonna go over that with a little bit of peanut butter. Now this would be great as is, but I'm gonna go ahead and put some toppings on top of it. Put some peanuts, a little bit of coconut. And last but not least, a little bit of sprinkles, because who doesn't love sprinkles? And voila, there's some apple nachos. This one isn't really gonna have apples in it, but it goes great with apples. We're gonna make an apple dip, or a fruit dip if you want it to be. We have 4 ounces of cream cheese, softened, and then 1/4 cup of peanut butter, because peanut butter goes great with apples. And then we have 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, and 2 tablespoons of maple syrup or honey. I'm gonna use some maple syrup. Also use agave nectar if you want to. Now we're gonna whisk it up, or you could use an electric mixer if you want to. Clean out your whisk so you make sure you get everything incorporated. Scrape down the sides. Alright, this is all mixed up. It looks great. If you want to put it in a smaller bowl when you serve it, sprinkle some cinnamon on top. That would be great. Also, if you want it a little bit thinner than mine, you could add some more heavy cream or maple syrup if you want to, but I kind of like this consistency. We've got our dip in a cute little bowl, and I'm going to cut some apples. Dip in our dip. Now, if you're going to immediately serve this, you can just dip your apples in and enjoy, but if you're going to wait, put them out for a party, you could dip the apple slices in lemon juice, fruit fresh, or pineapple juice if you don't want the tartness of the lemon juice. In this recipe, you can easily double it for a party or a get-together, but that is perfect for our family. We've got our apple dip all plated up. It looks great. Our dehydrated chips aren't quite done yet, and the nachos didn't last long. If you make any of these recipes and post them on Facebook or Instagram, be sure to tag me at Jenna's Kitchen 16 so I can see y'all's apple recipes. If you like this video, please like it and comment your favorite one of these 3 down below. Subscribe to Jenna's Kitchen and have a great day.